Hello there, welcome to the... Hello there, welcome to the AirgunGear show. In this episode, I've got the Bantam. No, not a chicken, the Bantam. And I've also got the Commander. No, not the Commander-in-Chief, the Commander. And I'm here to tell you what the difference is. This video contains a review of a pellet rifle. It's powered entirely by compressed air and uses no gunpowder and must not be confused with any form of tactical firearm, and my targets are paper and tins. Always shoot safely and show consideration to others around you. This is the Bantam. Now, over the years, Bantam has meant many things to many people. A motorbike, an anti-tank missile and a small soldier. But now Wikipedia has a new entry, Bantam Sniper HR Air Rifle. And this is the Commander. It's Cerakoted, it's kind of yellow, and it looks like something the military would use against bad people. Both of them have got pretty much the same engine, so let's start there. The block has been improved using a Humor Reg system. This is a partnership including Brocock's sister company, Daystate, and Humor. Thus, you now have two gauges on the side, one for the fill pressure on the 480cc carbon bottle, and one for the set regulator pressure. Thus, long gone are the wibbly wobbly power curves, and it's now the same squirt of air every time, which means a nice consistent shot right through the charge, and no more wasted air. Depending on your power, you do get a slightly different hammer system in the rifle. In sub 12 foot-pounds, it's a Harper style system. In the export, USA and such, it's weighted. It's all about the bounce on firing. You want as little as possible. The higher power you go, the bigger the bounce when you pull that trigger. Thus, a double or treble strike is a waste of air. So Brocock now tune the hammer to the power required, and thus a more efficient firing cycle is achieved, giving higher shot counts than before in any of its models. And that is a learning curve being adopted also by Daystate. Power adjustments on the side, again depending on your region, you may get 3 levels or 5, but let's be clear, this only adjusts the transfer port, so this adjustment does not save air. Remove the stock and the hammer spring can be adjusted. The Commander needs the extra stock screws to be removed for this access. That, with the reg adjuster, makes the tunability of this rifle a great step forward for Brocock. If you make adjustments to the regulator, you can critically damage your rifle, so check with your place of purchase to confirm your warranty before you take a screwdriver to the gun. You can increase the power by turning the reg adjuster anti-clockwise. However, for anything else with the regulator, you must remove all the air from the system. Turn the reg adjuster clockwise with air in the system and you will damage the reg and ruin the gun. However, to remove the air from the system is not a simple job, as the carbon cylinder is not removable. That's a shame. The only way to remove the air is to either shoot it out or undo the pressure gauges on the side, but then you risk marking that nice finish. You cannot unscrew the filler port as it's got an anti-tamper fitting. So for small reg adjustments, it could cost you a bottle of air each time. I hope that that bottle becomes removable in the future. The rifle is multi-shot, 10-shot mag or single-shot tray. You get both, which is excellent. The sub 12 setup, pre-25 yards, with the magazine works well, but if you're into paper punching, the only way forward is the single shot tray. And for everything else power-wise, 40 yards is the max for the magazine. After that, it's single shot tray. The magazine loads only from the left. The magazine can have a habit of shaving pellets when loading. It just seems to not line up 100%, and that can give flyers from time to time. So for consistent accuracy, which the rifle is capable of, use the single shot tray. At 50 yards with my 2.5, it's a clear, all touching hole group, even on a breezy day. Yeah! All the scope cam action that you're seeing is captured using my side shot system, which is that simple. Look, you know when you actually have water come out of your feet, it means you're probably going to end up with some form of trench foot a bit later. I've managed to lodge a pellet in there, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's my group at 50 yards. Out to 75 yards, every shot is straight down the throat of the bullseye. But you're always fighting the wind, it seems. My 2.2 28 foot-pound is right on target too, out to 50 and then 75, while my UK spec 2.2 is also cock on at 30 and then 50 yards. But remember, all those groups are shot with the single shot tray on a windless day. The barrel is a Lothar Walther one, and it's choked. And basically that means that as the barrel gets towards the end, it gets just a little bit tighter. And what the idea is that that's going to impart more grip on that pellet. So when that pellet flies down range, it makes the shot even more accurate. The barrel on the Bantam can be easily removed for cleaning. You have to take the top rail off, which the scope sits on, then you simply undo the 2 screws that hold the barrel in, slide the barrel out, and you can clean it nice and easily, and then drop it back. Do the whole process in reverse. On the side, you've got this dirty great bolt just here. Now, when you bring it back, for the first couple of centimetres, it really does very little. It's a short stroke system. So you're only going to get the engaging of the hammer spring for the last couple of centimetres. And that looks quite awkward. It's because I'm doing it on camera. But what I would say is that when you're benching the gun, it can be quite stiff to pull back. So you're going to have to get the knack of it. Because if you try and pull on the outside of the bolt too much, you're just going to move the front of the gun. So it takes a little bit of practice, but once you get there, it works very well. On such a glorious day today, I'd like to try and stretch the legs of the Bantam, so I've put a couple of clays out at 150 yards. Move the table a little bit and let's see how we get on. But I'm going to use the single shot tray. This is an annoying thing about this tray when you're on the bench. I do have an annoyance with that single shot tray. While it's great that it's there, it is quite deep. And what happens is if you drop the pellet in round the wrong way, you've got to stand up and look over to see where it's gone. Plus, if you're walking and shooting and you drop the pellet in round the wrong way, it is a real fiddle. It works well, but you've got to get it right first time. Right.
A few moments later.
Yeah! First time after refilling with some air. It took a few, but I got there. The triggers on the Bantam and the Commander are of course adjustable. However, for fine tuning, I would suggest that you need to take the stock off. The barrels are shrouded and it's a really nice chunky shroud. However, for the Bantam, I would suggest that with that thread at the front, you're going to need to stick a silencer on because it does bark. The Commander, it's got that lovely fluted brake at the front. It's one of the main features, but I don't see how you can put a silencer on the end there, but it does make it look really, really mean. There are different variations on the setup that you can get with the Bantam and the Commander. Currently prices are retailing around £1,000 to £1,200, but that might change, so don't hold me to that. If you're expecting Red Wolf quality for Bantam money, you need to be aware that there are still some rough edges around this. It's a workhorse from what I can see. It's a real sturdy rifle that's going to take a lot of bashing about, but it does miss some of those refinements you get on more expensive rifles. So just to be clear, the engine in the Bantam and the Commander that drives all the action and the magic and pushes the pellet down range is basically the same. They just sit in slightly different clothes, and you've got to be a blind elephant if you can't spot what the differences are. But if you are a blind elephant, I'm just going to quickly point them out for you. The Bantam is what you see. The plastic stock is very solid and well made with a good level of finish. While you can see the join, I get no burrs or sharps from the moulded finish. Picatinny rail on the bottom at the front that's removable, and a forward swept rail on the top at the front, which you will need to use all of due to the semi-bullpup design. Again, removable if you need. Adjustable shoulder pad and cheek piece, which the edges are a little sharp on, and I've said that before in earlier versions. It's comfortable and really easy to carry in the field. While the bolt is on the right, the stock is ambidextrous and will work for left-handed and right-handed shooters. Now the Commander. Let's cover the main body of the stock first. It's lighter in build and feels less encompassing as the Bantam sniper stock, particularly at the front. That is because really the main feature is the folding stock. It's a third-party unit from Fab Defence, with the actual lock mechanism being a bespoke design from Brocock. No locking pin to depress. But it's a real sturdy, well-made mechanism, which is not going to move during shooting. And not only does it fold, it has adjustable length too. Finished at the end with a rubber tyre tread style grip. The pistol grip is also removable and changeable. The Cerakote finish is an extra cost, or the normal finish is all over black, and on the end is that muzzle brake which we've seen before. It folds and works really well. With the stock folded, you will need a deep case, and my shooting slips won't take the gun folded. So I would always check what you're going to carry it in before you leave the store. So what's the point of actually having a rifle like that you can fold? Well, it makes storage at home a little easier if your cabinet's only so high. But other than that, for me it is just a gimmick, but it is a nice gimmick. You've got this fabulous sliding stock at the end here. And to be honest with you, now I've held it and used it, I would never buy one without the folding stock option, because it is just fab. We need to cover the law on the folding stock just here. Now in the USA and many parts of the world, that bit there isn't an issue. In the UK though, we're governed by some funny laws, and it's all around the 30-60 length of the barrel of the gun. So I'm going to put a link in the description box below which will cover that, and you can go and have a look. However, the Brocock legal team have looked at this and they've spoken to the powers that be, and we seem to think, well, they seem to think that that's okay. So I'm going to go with that. Who keeps putting that over there? I get it, it's a Bantam, all right? We don't want it anymore. Get rid of it, it's gone, okay? Right, the Brocock Bantam and Commander. Nothing else on the market looks quite like that. And that's a winner if you're an airgun fan. In fact, what you could say is winner, winner, Bantam dinner.